Hey everybody, in today's video we'll be going over the map awareness and some of the key points I like to use and tips and tricks I like to use to improve my map awareness. Uh, so it'll try to help improve as it's one of the fundamentals to climb and one of the skills that is needed. Uh, and these are just kind of like the little tips and tricks that I have and gotten accustomed to for like timings to when to check the map, the mini map, and how to use some of the information you get from the mini map. So you see there, I placed the ward in the river bush. Those that have seen my other video know that I typically don't like doing that. I typically like to push in on the first and second wave and then ward the enemy raptors, just so I can kind of get an idea of the enemy jungle path. So I had to put that ward down just to check if there's any invades because nobody else on my team did, and because of that, I don't have the ward, so I kind of can't make the typical ward on the enemy raptors that I would normally have. The ward on the enemy raptors just gives me a better idea of which way the enemy jungler is going. And because I don't have that information, I do have to play the first few waves slightly differently. I do have this ward here, however, so right now I'm just trying to harass with electrocute and get my electrocute proc because I know that Hecarim isn't coming to gank the river. Once my ward expires right now, you'll see I play more defensively in case Hecarim is looking for a level 2 gank or a full red clear gank on the mid lane. So now I'm just playing a lot more passively so that I just don't really cast skills on the minion wave so that it pushes towards my side. That way I'll be, slightly closer to my tower if Hecarim does make that gank play. So what I usually do is I will check the minimap when my skills are on cooldown and you're kind of doing a give and take, where you step up to harass, typically is how I do it, where you step up to try and harass, and then when your skills are on cooldown you back off, and then with that information is usually when I check my mini map. I'll check it for about 2-3 seconds just to give a quick look and see if there's any information from the mini map. And as you see here, I'm backing off. I know I have the push, so I can kind of just back off right here. And then I see on the mini map my Zac is fighting the enemy Hecarim, so I rotate first. I land a stun on the Hecarim, picking up the kill there. This does follow. But I do make sure that my Zac doesn't go down in that little skirmish that he had with Hecarim by rotating. I do pick up double buffs off of the Hecarim kill, and I do also see Fizz is really low from that exchange, so I'm getting greedy here. I should actually back off here with this giant wave pushing in because there is the pre 5-minute mitigation damage on the tower. But I'm actually looking to kill Fizz right now with the electrocute proc. Because I tunnel vision so hard on the Fizz, I actually don't see the Hecarim show up behind me until it's too late. I know I'm gonna go down there, so that's why I don't blow the flash. So then that's typically how I look at the minimap in the main phase, is kind of the back and forth when you're playing behind the minion line, when you can either play around your enemy's cooldowns or your cooldowns, because when your cooldowns are down, you don't really want to be playing aggressively. You don't want to be pushing aggressively, so you back up. When you're backing up, you can take a look at the minimap. if they blow their harass cooldowns, you can take a look at the mini map because you know that they're not going to want to try to position aggressively. Another point now is I usually will right click on the lane, and then I will keep an eye on my mini map the whole time while I am walking back to lane. So you see here, Hecarim on the mini map is ganking bot. I ping bot. He's pinging that he's going in, but our bot lane backed off. I also spent so much time there because I was willing to spend the TP, but the minion wave wasn't crashing into my tower. But you see there when after I push it in, I know it's, I know an immediate threat. I saw that Hecarim was starting dragon. I called to my jungler because we're in voice comms. They're on dragon. He stops his back, and then we commit. We pick up the double kill there and the dragon. At this point, I also saw after we killed both threats there, which was the Hecarim and the Jhin. I saw Fizz walk out of lane, so that's why I didn't immediately walk up to hit that honey fruit flame, in case he was in that river bush. After I saw him walk through that ward I placed earlier, that's when I walked up to hit the honey fruit, just so he couldn't jump on me, because I was really low there at that point. He could have probably bursted me down with Ignite. So you see here again, I'm not in really immediate danger, so I just try to land a quick Q on him, miss. Hit the second one just to get a little harassed there. But right now I'm trying to really push this in so I can back off and kind of not be in threat, because once I push this in, I can back off the minion wave. I will push into Grief for the little tower plate here, and I only land 2 auto attacks. I'll let the minion wave do the rest. But you see, I was playing really far behind the minion line in case Hecarim was ganking me. I'm playing behind the minion wave here again, and I'm putting a lot of distance between me and Fizz, because I have no idea where Hecarim is on the map. So right now, I'm not sure where Hecarim is. I'm not really walking up. There's no point to walk up because the enemy minion wave isn't there. I can walk up to harass, yes, but it puts me in danger because I'd be on the enemy side of the lane without any idea what's going on. I know Fizz isn't in lane, so I'm looking at the mini map. I do see top lane that the 2 people are there, so I actually channel my TP top because I know I'm not in threat. So that's why I saw that the Fizz or the gank was happening top lane. I channeled the TP. I think we can change it because I hit level 6. I get there slightly too late, but we do trade 1 for 1. I was hoping to get the 2 for 1 by picking up Hecarim also, but he just gets out barely with burning his ghost. So then at this point, again, I'm back in base. I'm just looking at the mini map. I'm buying my items, and then I walk back to lane. I notice Fizz is missing. I ping bot lane, the Fizz is missing. It might be ganking bot because that's typically where most mid laners will actually go. They'll cut through their side and then go bot, just because top lane is typically harder to kill. And you see Fizz is there, and I can't follow right now because of where I am. By the time I get there, the fight's over, and with our ward in that bush closest to their tower, and then the river ward right there, I know that Fizz isn't rotating on me. So either he's backed or he's in one of the other 2 bushes. That's why I'm willing to push up here and take this additional tower plate. After that, I get the tower plate. I don't greed for the other one. I just go ward to get more vision, and I do steal all the small chickens from Hecarim right there, and I do try to steal the big chicken, but I misjudge my damage. And then from there I see Hecarim went to the right, and then this is when I'm talking in voice comp with my jungler. Hecarim is either, clearing out his red buff because I don't have timings on it, or he is on Rift Scuttle. So you see I pinged the red buff there. I just know that Hecarim is on bot side because he didn't path left from my ward. And then my Zac makes a beeline to the Rift Scuttle just to contest it, to see if he is on it. He runs into the Hecarim. The issue here is he paths up instead of into me, so I can't follow behind the Fizz because they just turn on me and they burst me down. He's out, so the only thing that we lose there is his ulti and Rift Scuttle. It's not really the worst. And then right here I see Fizz back on the minimap, so that's when I position slightly back. And I know that Hecarim is still bot side. So I'm looking to face check here, set up for Dragon, because my Zac pinged he was on the way. And I know Hecarim's somewhere, I just don't know where. I wasn't sure if he was in Tribush. He ends up coming out of our jungle. That's just unfortunate. I should have waited slightly longer because I thought the Vayne and Thresh were actually going to be there sooner than they were. But they do manage to pick up a kill on me. And then a fight breaks out, which I thought that we would have had numbers advantage previously. And then Wukong TP's in, full on fight breaks out. Wukong picks up the kill and shut down on Vayne, while our Camille does not have TP up right now. So we do manage to pick up, I believe it was 4 for 2. However, I mispositioned and jumped the gun there on my path there because I thought that Hecarim was actually either clearing out Krugs or in there try kind of cutting off the Thresh and Vayne that would have been rotating from bot side. There I ping Wukong's kind of walking back top, and I see that Nami is clearing out wards on the Dragon Pit. I have no idea where Hecarim is right now, so I just play back. And then this is also one of the power points or power breakpoints of Syndra, where I can WQ the range minions, and then if I WQ the range minions, I know that I can wipe out the range minions and then back off, and my wave will push, so I can back off slightly, so like I don't have to focus on CSing there also, because I know that I can clear out the back lines off of one skill. That gives me more time to look at the minimap. Like you see right there, there was this sweeper that Fizz hit behind Dragon Pit. I don't have vision of him. I can still see the sweeper. I know that Fizz is rotating, so I pinged bot lane that to be careful. I see Fizz disappears from vision. I sweep that way to make sure he doesn't walk behind Dragon Pit and rotate on bot lane. He walks back mid. I follow him. I have no place to make bot lane, so that is another point. Is just like the breakpoints that you have on CSing, so that you don't have to split your attention between last hitting and paying attention to the minimap. I typically pay a lot of attention to the minimap because you will see the player models typically before you will see or before they're like in a threatening position to you. But that's a other issue, is knowing when to focus on what. As you saw there, I walked over the pink ward that's in my bottom root bush twice and didn't notice it. So right now, I know that Fizz was last seen on the bot side, uh, so that's why my bot side is playing defensively, but we also have all of behind the dragon pit warded up, so that's how I know I can take that tower for free. Fizz didn't path back mid through that way, so he either backed, or he's gonna be in front of me coming from his tier 2 tower. And again, I'm just looking at the minimap right now to see if there's any fights breaking up that I need to TP to. My bot lane's back, my jungler's safe, not getting invaded, so I just walk back to my lane, and I'm just keeping an eye on my minimap because I'm not, any danger between my towers right now typically. My team sweeps the Hecarim, I rotate over, kinda just get some priority on the Herald. Try to make a catch here on Hecarim, but he does get out. I put that ward there, just in case Fizz rotates over from there, to the Herald that we kinda set up and we were positioning for. I see Hecarim on that said ward, and I also see Fizz, so that's when I just do a quick WQ, clear out the whole wave, and I immediately back up. I don't care about the minion because, if I walk up for it, they kill me. Yes, it hurts to give up cannon minions, but, it's your life for a cannon minion. It's not worth it. Wind harass there. And I know that Hecarim is path bot side, so he was on his chickens probably, and then you see he just runs back through mid right now to try to force a gank to happen. I see Hecarim running top side because it ran through the pink. I ping the Rift Herald that Hecarim ran into the pit and is starting, and then I'm trying to walk over to see what we can do about it. Fizz is missing. I expected him to back and not walk bot, and there it is. I put the ward. He was on the Rift Herald. I see Fizz's bot side, so we know Hecarim is roughly in the area, but we know that Fizz is bot side, so that's why me and Zach start up the Rift Herald, thinking that we can burn it down. We didn't know where we were willing to take the 2v2 that would have been a 3v2 because Camille ended up TPing in. If Hecarim and Wukong were here, Hecarim ends up showing up, and then we try to burst him down. We end up killing him, and then the Fizz does actually have enough time to show up, and unfortunately, our Camille was actually really far behind, so I wasn't allowed to put damage on the Wukong. Fizz showed up, and unfortunately they do end up picking up 3 kills here for the 1, but we do get the Rift Herald. And again, I'm just looking at the minimap. I finished my shopping while I was dead, walking back to lane. I'm looking at the minimap to see if it's worth it to TP onto the tower. Typically, I don't like to TP to try to save towers, just because it's not necessarily worth it. I'd rather get more objectives for my teleport because of the long cooldown. I pinged that Fizz and Wukong are probably walking bot, and there they are in front of Dragon Pit. My bot lane is backing up, but I do scare them off of the Infernal Dragon. Let's see, we have Vision of Fizz. He just backed. More than likely he finishes full recall. And while we're here, Camille is pushing top. Camille should have pushed in another wave, because she is so far behind. I believe she's 0 and 4 or 0 and 5 at this point. 0 and 4. So that she can get the bounce back. goes top, and then we see Fizz is mid. So that leaves, you know, Hecarim or Nami Jhin here. We catch Nami out. And then Thresh hits a really good hook here, we pick up Jhin. And we know Wukong can't join in this fight. So that's why we, you know, call in the Rift Herald and we immediately turn on the Dragon. Because we know Wukong was pushing top. We see Hecarim over the wall, it gets hooked. My jungler does not have smite up, so we do have to burst down the Hecarim. So that he can't actually smite steal it. And then at this point, it gets a lot easier to get your map awareness because you have the AP to clear a majority of the minion waves. So you don't have to split that attention. You don't have to pay attention to the last hitting. You just, you know, throw out WQ, or, you know, other champions can go Q to clear the whole back wave. That way their wave keeps healthier if you clear out all the ranged minions because they do the most damage. And then you can let your minions hit the melee minions and only focus on last hitting the melee minions. And then they're relatively durable, so you can then take that, you know, 2 seconds, 3 seconds to look at the minimap while you're walking away from any enemy threat that they can do on you. Thank you for watching my video today. I hope these tips help your gameplay and build a base to improve upon. Please let me know in the comments below what you think and or any other topics you would like covered in future videos. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content and want to stay notified of future videos. Thanks again, and as always, keep climbing.